Hello everybody, welcome back to another legendary location guide here on Borderlands 3. Today I am back and I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the legendary SMG called the Cheap Tips. To do this you want to come to the map VIP Tower and take on the final boss of the game called Jackpot. He's quite a tanky guy. He has quite a lot of rounds of, I think it's like 4 or 5 waves where you got to take his health off, etc. Nothing too difficult really. He is beatable. It's just quite a enduring time to actually get him down. Once you have killed him though, he will drop quite a lot of good stuff actually. I think in this particular run I got 5 legendary drops. Unfortunately most of them were the new class mods, etc. But the cheap tips was in there, which is what I was after, so I was pretty happy to get that so quickly. Here come the legendaries then. Like I said, we are only after the cheap tips today, but if you want some different class mods, etc., definitely a good guide to farm for it. There is the cheap tips itself. That one was non-elemental. The one I'm going to be looking at is the one I did on the run afterwards, which is the corrosive one, which is very good for this DLC, as you know. So it's a legendary Hyperion SMG. The red text says, "I'll get home early from work." It has plus critical hit damage, plus weapon shield capacity, a zoom, and it's highly effective versus armor. Damaging enemies may drop casino chips that boost weapon damage for 12 seconds when picked up. That is the special part of this actual weapon, that very last thing that it says on the weapon card itself. So I'll be explaining that in a little bit more detail. You can see on the side of the gun as well is a nice picture of Moxie. It is a like a ready coloured gun. Looks pretty cool actually. Definitely looks like a Hyperion SMG though. Very unique things indeed. So we're going to be taking this to the compactor to do some kills. So like I said, just in general it's just like an average SMG, Hyperion SMG. With it being corrosive, this one is doing well against a load of bots, so I'm going to be giving it a test out on this. But the thing that sets it aside from the rest, as you can see, when you're shooting enemies, these little blue casino chips pop out the side of them. This is quite important to making this gun more powerful and more usable. So each one of these chips has a chance, make that known, it's a chance to increase weapon damage for 12 seconds when picked up. You've got to shoot the enemy to actually get these to pop out. You can't just fire in any direction at a wall or something and just stack all these chips. You've actually got to shoot the enemy itself. Once one drops out, you can run over it. If you see to the left and the right hand side of the screen right now, there's kind of that intense red streaks going across. That is telling you that you have boosted weapon damage. So once you pick one chip up, that'll be 12 seconds. Each chip has its own timer. So picking another chip up and getting that increased weapon damage won't reset both chips. I believe it's like 10% increased damage per chip. So if you can pick up 3 chips at once and they all kick in, you will get 30% weapon damage for 12 seconds. If 5 seconds later you pick up another chip, you will get 40% weapon damage, but only for, you know, another 7 seconds, and then the original 30% will wear off. You'll still get that 10%. So if you get what I mean, you can't just keep stacking the chips and it just resets the timers till you've got like 2000% damage for 12 seconds. It will just constantly roll over. So the more chips you pick up, the more up and down your actual weapon's going to be. So for 5 seconds you might have 40%, then it'll lose a couple, you've got back to 20%, then up to 30, and every 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 seconds, whatever, you will just have totally varying different levels of weapon damage, which is quite confusing when you think about it, but once you learn how the gun works, it is quite easy to understand. Basically, you just want to constantly keep a supply of boosted weapon damage, so the more enemies you shoot, the quicker you shoot them, the quicker you pick these chips up, the better you are going to do, which is pretty cool really. It's kind of like a challenge to just keep on killing as fast as you can. Really good actually. I do like it. So it's definitely unique and quite different. The gun itself does really well. Like I said, if you can get this in a couple of different elements, mainly corrosive and incendiary, it'll get you through this DLC nicely. You know, it's got good mag size, good fire rate. It will do very well against high mobbed enemy areas. flesh enemies will go down massively to the actual incendiary element of this, mainly with this DLC being loader heavy. Definitely wise idea. I'm glad I went back and got myself a corrosive one. So yeah, a lot of fun and quite a good SMG. Really do like it. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the cheap tips in the new Handsome Jackpot DLC, the Legendary SMG. I will see you guys in the next one. Check out the link in the description for the playlist for the rest of the Legendary location guides and the Handsome Jackpot DLC playlist as well, where everything from this DLC will go into the same folder. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.